You know, it said the best time to plant an apple tree, or any kind of tree, is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Planting an apple tree is planting hope for tomorrow's harvest. Guys, today I'm taking a big step towards a sweeter future. Here I am at the farm and we're planting apple trees. Whether you're dreaming of fresh, homegrown apples or just wanting to add a little more life to your backyard, stick around because I've got some game-changing tips to get those in the ground and thriving. Let's turn this patch of dirt into a fruitful orchard. All right, let's dive into some tips that are going to help you make the most of your apple planting adventure. So number one, you want to choose the right variety. Pick a variety that suits your climate. If you're in a colder area, go for cold hardy types like Honeycrisp or Liberty. Most apple trees need a pollinator, so plant two varieties that bloom at the same time for a better yield, and look for disease-resistant types to save yourself trouble down the road. Tip number two, select the right spot. Apple trees need 6 to 8 hours of full sun and well-draining soil. Avoid low spots where water pools, and space standard trees 15 to 20 feet apart, or 8 to 10 feet apart for dwarf types. Tip number three, prepare the soil. Test your soil if you wanna. Apple trees like a pH between 6 and 7. Adjust it with lime or sulfur as needed, and mix in some compost to give the soil a boost, but skip the fertilizer until later. Dig the hole is my tip number four, and that's pretty obvious, right? You want to dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball and as deep as the roots. Keep the graft union 2 to 3 inches above the soil line to avoid rot. My tip number five is planting and watering. By golly, gee whiz, plant and place the tree in the hole. Spread out the roots and backfill with your soil compost mix. Water deeply to settle the soil and reduce air pockets. Tip number six, mulch and protection. Add 2 to 3 inches of mulch around the base. Think wood chips or straw. Keep moisture in and weeds out, but don't let it touch the trunk. Use stakes in windy areas and guards to keep animals from nibbling at the bark. And then you want to prune for shape. Prune any damaged branches and shape for the leader. For strong growth, helps the tree focus on building a solid structure. Woo, that was a mouthful.
All right, guys, we have purchased just a mountain of plants from an Amish greenhouse. Today's the first day that Zoe's gone to her new preschool, so that gives me 5 hours to get things done. So what I've done is, on my way home from dropping her off, I picked up 3 apple trees, 2 white pines, and 2 grapevines. Let's get them in the ground. All right, now that I have my apple trees, I gotta figure out where to put them. And I think I got a good spot, so let's head on over there. All right, guys, we're here at the location. I think it's gonna be a pretty good location. We got 4 apple trees set up right here. And I think I'm gonna put these in an L, and they're gonna kind of wrap around our blueberry bushes in our gardens that are in that tall grass here. So I've already come in with my Kubota that's over by the barn, and I've cut down all the tall grass here to make way for the new trees. I'm gonna try to space them out with a similar spacing as the first 4 trees here. Then I'm gonna wrap them in a little deer fence.
Now we gotta go grab the other 2.
All right, guys, we got our 3 trees laid out here. Now I'm gonna pace off with my own feet what the distance is between the trees I've already planted, so I can get a similar size. So 1, 3, 4, let's say 20, just for fun. 19. All right, now I'm gonna pace off here. We'll try to get 1, 2, 3, 19, 20. Pretty close. And then from there we'll go 20 more. So 1. Okay, we got those. Now let's go 20 more. Okay, that's my pace. So I could probably get 2 more trees here at that pacing. So next step, getting the shovel and just digging holes.
We found the shovel. Now we're gonna dig those apple trees in.
This is crazy. We're almost at 20,000 subs, guys. 15 more. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna assume that the pace will slow down here. I'll leave you in the trusty hands of the bear.
All right, guys, lots of fun to be had celebrating 20,000 subs, but it's time to get back to work. Let's go.
I got a Honeycrisp apple tree. We're gonna plant it here. They recommend that you dig a hole about twice as wide and probably twice as deep. I'm in some pretty heavy clay soil. I got about 20 of my own personal feet of space between the next apple tree and this one. And I hit a rock, wouldn't you know it?
Yeah. There we go.
I feel like I'm hitting something. This is our 20,000th subscriber apple tree. I have my hole dug. Now we're gonna reveal it. This apple tree is a Honeycrisp, so it's gonna be sweet, just like all my subscribers. We like to put the sweets in sweet berry form, that's for sure. All right. First things first, I gotta break up the root clump. I'm gonna try to loosen up the root system here so it can kind of make its way in the new soil, in its new home. It's gonna be quite an adjustment for it because it's been in this beautiful black soil going into some clay. So we'll see what happens here, but I have faith in this little tree. We'll have to get some water on it. Break up the root ball here so it has a little bit of freedom. Probably get a little collar around it so little critters and the sun and the snow don't fry its tender bark. If I don't get it wrapped up in the camera. Alright. Trying to gently loosen the root ball here. We don't want the roots to dry out, so we'll try to move fairly quick here. I mean, it's not really root bound. All the roots are pretty well straightened out, so I could probably easily drop it in the hole. There we go. Giving it a nice little massage. Now, I'm gonna place it yay high and start dropping some soil in here. We'll want to water this tree really well. Make sure that it stays nice and moist. Just distribute the roots here, making sure everything's spread out pretty good. pick up some of these root clumps. And we have a successfully planted tree. Make sure the soil will settle a little bit. Put some of this nice dark stuff on the top so it can eventually make its way into the native soil, adding some organic matter. There we go. Now what I can do to kind of mulch around the tree is put some of this grass here around it. Maybe that'll keep the weeds from popping up around the tree. It'll also lock in the moisture. So let's get a big pile of that. There we go. We'll just kind of mulch the tree this way. It's free. I had to cut the grass anyway, so we'll just layer this here. And ideally, you wouldn't even need to water this tree because it has such a good layer of mulch. But since it's brand new, we're gonna come in with the water. Then we're gonna surround it with a nice little cage to keep the deer away, and we'll be off to the races. All right.
All right, now we're gonna plant our third and final tree for today. One for our 20,000 subscribers, one for Zoe, and one for me. Let's go. This is our third and final apple tree. I mean, unless we buy more. But the time for planting trees and bushes is kind of passing us by quickly. Holy cow. All right, I'm gonna butt apart this root system here. Now we need to water it. We're gonna get some grass around it for mulching. We got something new here, and this is the irrigation timer from BN Link. They sent this out to me. Ooh, and this cat has claws. Not my favorite. Not my favorite thing. What are you trying to do? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep, you have claws. Here we go. That was fun. All right, back to the. Why don't we just slow down a little bit? Back to this awesome little irrigation timer from BN Link. They gave me a few of these, actually 3, 2 to give away, and 1 to try out. And they want to know what I think of it, and so I'll tell them what I think of it. Let's see if it works. And you're back. And you're back for more. You are the snuggliest cat ever. Alright, let's crack open the box and see what we get. Very nice. Alright guys, looks like we get a timer. And it's, you know, made out of plastic. Not bad. It appears to be somewhat waterproof, but we'll find out. Looks like it takes 2 AAA batteries, and it comes with 2 AAA batteries. So, let us utilize those. That's very nice. So, you know, the fact that they give you 2 batteries, I've never heard of fly deer batteries, but hey, I'm sure they work, right? Fly deer. Interesting. Fly deer. Huh. Alright, we're gonna pop our 2 batteries in that are provided. Very nice. And we're gonna pop the waterproof. Looks like there's a gasket on this, so I don't think water's gonna get in there. So that's quality. Looks like the batteries are working. It shows a battery indicator. It says it's off. How often? Okay, so there's different modes here that I can turn the dial, and how often? Let's say, oh, okay. One day there's a plus that you hit. The plus says delay, and then the minus says manual. But if you hit minus, that's 1 day. Plus is 2 days. So let's just say 7 days here. It does come with a nice little instruction booklet that I did not read, but the instructions, let's take a look at this. Instructions are in English. The instructions look like they're well written. Turn off the garden faucet, wrap Teflon tape around the faucet threads. Screw the timer to the garden faucet. Okay. Wrap Teflon tape around the threads of the timer outlet. Screw the garden hose to the timer. Turn on the faucet after programming the timer. Okay. Pretty good. And I like that they're like, hey, you know what? We don't want you to have any leaks, so use Teflon tape. I've never actually seen instructions for anything that told you to put Teflon tape on first. So I think they know what they're talking about personally, because I've experienced some leaks before. I think this is gonna be nice, because now I can just leave my water on, but it won't release the water until I've told this to. So if it's like a really dry week and you just planted brand new apple trees or something, I mean, set it and forget it. That's my style. I'm more of a forget it kind of person, but now I can set it and forget it. So setting it is the new step in the chain that I can do. So I'm gonna undo my hose here and pop this on. All right, here we go. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
All right, so we have our timer hooked up. My faucet's a little leaky. I'm gonna have to fix that. But the water is on. We're definitely finding out whether or not this is waterproof, because as you can tell, my water is leaking pretty significantly here. But we have it set up for 10 o'clock. Right now it's 9:25. You know what? Can we easily change the start time? Let's flip it. The arrow lines up to start time. Now let's go 9. We'll hit OK. We'll go to the minutes, and let's go 9:45. Just to see how easy it is to reset a time here. 9:45. Very nice. We're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna go to on right there. So in about 19 minutes, we'll see if this automatically turns on. We definitely know it's gonna be waterproof. I mean, look at this. Look at that. The water's just going all over the casing of this. I need to fix my seals here. We'll open that up better. So the water's only dripping on the front. All right, guys, I'm gonna go place my hose right where I want the water to come out. You can set up sprinkler systems and all sorts of things, maybe some drip irrigation. We're pretty primitive around here, so I'm just gonna put the end of a garden hose right at the base of a tree. 30 minutes is probably too much water for one tree, but you know.
And wouldn't you know it, it looks like a storm's rolling in. So I think our little apple tree is gonna get a double dose of water. So we'll put the hose there. And if we don't get struck by lightning, we're gonna find out whether this BN Link timer works. Is that thunder? I think that's thunder.
I'm hearing some thunder, so we're gonna set this timer to go a little quicker here. I'm gonna give myself about 3 minutes to get back to the end of the garden hose to see if this timer works. If it does, pure gold. Pure gold. Let's reset this thing with no edits. Okay, right now 9:29. I'm gonna set it for 9:35, maybe 9:34. Okay, so we're gonna go to start time right there. We're gonna hit OK. We don't want to get struck by lightning, so let's go 9:34. Okay, there we go. We got a couple minutes. So let's head back up to the apple tree now, and we'll try to get inside before we get struck by lightning. Yikes. We don't want to get struck by lightning. I pride myself, maybe I shouldn't put my finger up in the air. I pride myself on never getting struck by lightning. Yet. Whew. All right, here we are. We're back at the garden hose. This bad boy should start up in like a couple minutes. So if it does, success. And then I will highly recommend this. And the sky's the limit. Like, I'm just hooking this up to a garden hose. I could imagine having like my strawberries with like beautiful drip irrigation and putting it on a timer. And I think the price is right. Price is right here, actually. Is that a good price for the convenience? Sure, I'd say so. All right, guys, moment of truth. There it is. I think it's coming. Come on, baby. Looks a little sad. Should I, is everything coming? Is it, oh, yep, it works. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Well, come on, baby. There we go. There we, guys, it's alive. Okay. This is not an awkward video. That worked. That worked right on time. I love it. I love it. And look at this. I mean, that's pumping water uphill. So spare no expense, guys. This timer is everything that it says it is. Highly recommend, actually. I'm impressed. Comes with a battery, easy to follow instructions. They care about leaks because they tell you to use Teflon tape. I'm not sure I really need to water anything though because a storm is rolling in. I wish I could put that on a timer because I would love to do a few things around the farm, but yeah, pretty impressive. So this is timed to water my brand new apple trees for 30 minutes, but I'm just gonna kind of manually water, and then at least I know the water will turn off, which is beautiful if it wasn't leaking like 15 gallons an hour at the faucet. But with that good build, it looks waterproof, so yeah, good times.
All right, guys, because we have crossed the 20,000 subscriber mark, if you want to get your hands on one of these bad boys, here's how we're gonna do it.
I mean, look at this feature. It even counts down how many minutes are left. Oh, Beans. Beans, what are you doing? Is there something about my face today that makes cats want to snuggle? Okay, goodbye. All right, we're gonna turn this off. We're going to turn that off. There we go, indicates it's off. Works like a charm. If you want to get your hands on one of these, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow YouTube's guidelines. So let's go read those before I start giving stuff away. I think YouTube has guidelines, believe it or not. So let's go look at that before I get struck by lightning. I can hear those rumbles of thunder. Holy cow.
I think I hear the rain coming. And I saw some lightning. And the cats are running for safety. Pretty sure the storm is here. Yeah. There's some moisture. Let me prove it to you. Raindrops. Yeah. Okay. And there you have it. 3 apple trees for our 20,000 subscribers. Now we just got to get a deer cage around all of them. But I'm hopeful for the future. I'm hopeful for this channel. And thank you for subscribing. Please like, share, hit the notifications. We'll keep making some fun videos. We'll see you on the next one.